Hey Funky Buddhas, Larissa here talking about the pose of the month. So the pose of the month is a little bit different. It is inversions except inverted. So this technically is an inversion, inverted, just standing. The main goal though is, a lot of times an inversion has a balancing element to it. Not all the time. Something as simple as child's pose or downward facing dog or even a rag doll, all of those are inversions. You're essentially getting your heart above your head or your hips above your heart, or perhaps all three of those. So if I just take a rag doll or any type of a forward fold, I am inverting. So to keep it really simple, if I were to take child's pose and I wanted to invert it, it would turn into something like a happy baby, something to that effect. So that one isn't necessarily building a ton of skill. However, if you take something like a handstand and now all of a sudden you have the balancing element, trying to strengthen and stabilize your shoulder girdle, there's many, many things involved from your toes all the way up to the crown of your head. So pulling apart some of those elements while you're standing upright in a position that I'm used to standing in is incredibly helpful to start to pull out some of the detailed things your body needs to know how to do when you actually do go upside down, standing on your forearms, standing on your hands, something like that. So essentially, if you back up to a wall, put your feet right up against the wall, and you lean into it, and you pull your hip points up, and you reach your arms back, this is a good way to start to figure out what your body needs to be upside down. So that's just a really simple exercise you can do. The other thing, we're gonna pull Britt in for this one, so come on over, Britt. The other thing that you can do, and I'm gonna have her help us so you can see alignment-wise, from standing, she's just gonna reach up towards the ceiling, and she's gonna flatten her palms towards the ceiling like handstand. And then from here, a lot of times what happens when people are kicking up is, will you kick one of your legs back, Britt? Yep, so she starts to bend at her low back when she kicks her leg back. So go ahead and put your leg back down. From this position here, she's gonna lift her hip points up, and then she's gonna pull her upper arm bones back in line with her ears. The moment that happens, naturally our ribs wanna flare. So she's gonna pull her ribs down, and then she's gonna move her upper arm bones back again. Now, she's in a really good handstand position, and Britt, is this any work for you?
Yes.
Yes, it's a ton of work to start to figure out what is your core doing, what are your arm bones doing, and then as she moves into these little positions, arm bones back, hips up, ribs down, she's training her body what it needs to do in space when she actually goes upside down on her hands. So go ahead and set up for downward facing dog, like you're gonna press up in a handstand. And I'm gonna help her, because if she kicks, and I'm just gonna stand next to you, if she kicks, it's gonna put pressure on her low back and it's gonna remove all of that good core action that she just had. So she's gonna pull her shoulders over her wrists, she's prepping for her handstand, and she's just gonna give me a leg. So I'm gonna be here, whatever one you wanna give me. What she's gonna do though is she's gonna push down into this leg to give her some leverage to lift her other leg up. I am just hanging on while she's figuring out her balance in space. So instead of kicking, she's pressing down with this leg, which helps her maintain hip points and ribs together. So she's got that core action. You can go ahead and come down. Nice. Beautiful. So there's tons of things that you can do without actually inverting, but that was a nice way. She wasn't going fully into the handstand position. She wasn't trying to kick her way into it. Another way though, if you want to press yourself and use the wall, so I showed you how to stand against the wall and figure out your alignment. Britt's gonna show you how to move close to the wall. If you're too far away, your heels are gonna end up way behind you and you're gonna kind of banana back your handstand. Britt's gonna show really close to the wall, planting her hands, not so close that she's gonna knock her head into the wall, but close enough that she can't wildly kick her way up. And then from here, she's just gonna try a couple of presses. She's not kicking, she's just lifting one leg, and then she's using her other leg to just press. Yep, just like that. So this lifted leg isn't kicking, it's just raising as she's pressing off this bottom leg, and she's still maintaining all of this good core action, hip points to low ribs. Beautiful, and then she gets a little hang time somewhere in there. Go ahead and do one more. Awesome, awesome. So that's really, thank you for your help with this. that's really inversions inverted, so that you're trying to pull apart some of those elements so that you're not trying to figure out, am I kicking, am I not kicking, where are my hands, etc., etc. Really focusing on what you just saw Britt do, hip points to low ribs, upper arm bones back, pulling apart some of the elements of what your body needs to do in space when you're upside down, but removing the elements of balance from it. So hopefully that helps you get a couple of different ideas of inversions inverted. You can do this with anything from like a standing split, and you're putting that into a standing leg raise, lifting your leg up as high as possible. It's going to train different muscles, but you can really invert any inversion to start to train your body what it needs to do in space when you're actually upside down. If you have any questions, as always, let us know. We're happy to help.